Hello, I'm Caroline Youre. I'm a voice coach, public speaker and the author of The Star Qualities. And we're here today in the Piccadilly Theatre because I'm going to be passing on some top tips for confidence, speaking well and making a really great impression. These are my job interview tips. Now, I spent 3 years talking to actors for my book The Star Qualities and finding out all their tips and tricks for confidence. And actors are really good coaches for job interviews. And the reason is that actors go to lots and lots and lots of auditions. Actors do auditions every single week of their working life. So they have all sorts of advice that can really help you, and it certainly helped me, to make really impressive job interviews. The first thing that I think is useful to remember is what the actor Bill Nighy says about interviews. He says that he's learnt a lot from sitting at the other side of the table. He's been a job interviewer, and he's learned that actually, as a job interviewer, you're terrified of getting it wrong, because if you get the wrong person, that makes your life very difficult. So you've got to remember that they're just as scared as you for different reasons, and that can already make you feel more relaxed. The other thing he says is that you've got to go in with the idea, how can I help? Because actually, it's not really about you, it's about making them and you feel that there's a good relationship, a good connection, and that you can work together. So you've got to go in really noticing them and thinking, how can I help? The next tip is make sure you prepare. This is something that Ewan McGregor talked about. He said that he had had years of going to auditions and not being prepared, and that he'd learnt to his cost at an audition with Emma Thompson that this was not good. You've really got to get prepared. If you don't, you're going to stumble over answers, you're going to look nervous. You need to research the person that you're being interviewed by, you need to find out what it is that they want, you need to think about stories that you can tell, examples that you can give in answer to the questions that are going to come up. The job spec will help. It'll give you all the things that you know they're going to ask you about. So find a couple of examples for each of the things on the job spec that show off what you can do. Once you've done your preparation, it's really good to practice. It's useful to sit in front of a mirror at home and run some practice answers, or even better, get someone friendly and supportive who's recently been doing job interviews to run a few questions that you do want and also a few questions that you really don't want, because often those are the questions that you need to practice. So you've done your practice, you've done your preparation, and it's the day of the interview. You've got to get focused. In the morning, think like an actor. Do everything you can to get calm and confident. Don't pack your day up with lots of meetings. Don't rush around. Get quiet, get calm, and make sure that you get to the interview early, at least half an hour in advance, because then you can sit quietly in reception and get yourself really calm. That was something that Kate Winslet said, it was something Ewan McGregor said, and these are actors who get lots of work. So when you're sitting there, be really present. Notice your breathing, notice the clothes you're wearing, notice what's going on around you, and just tune into that. Don't think too much, don't run questions in your head, don't check your emails, just really get present. And then there comes the moment where you walk through the door. Keep breathing. Don't rush. You almost have to go super, super slow because nerves are going to speed you up. So you walk through the door and you put the brakes on, and then you wait for them to tell you what to do next. Don't try and lead the situation. This is something the actor Emily Mortimer talks about. You'll look stupid. You're not the host of the party. They're the host. Let them lead you. That goes for answering questions. When you answer a question, keep it short, give the important information, then zip it. Let them ask the next question. You don't have to fill silence. The actor Ewan McGregor says that, and also Rufus Sewell told me that he had learnt that sometimes he talked himself out of a job because you rush, you say too much, and actually people don't want that. Say your answer, pause, let them ask the next question. And finally, remember that Nothing is perfect. You cannot be perfect in an interview. You do your research, you do your preparation, you get calm and confident, and then you do your best. And as Kate Winslet says, you walk out of the door and you let it go. You don't obsess about it, you take the learning, and then you move on to the next one. So those are my top tips for job interviews.